There is no escaping what's about to happen here in North America. And what happened last night on live television is the best example that we have. I mean, Canada is imploding with our failing liberal government, and so is America. And the two go hand in hand. I mean, we have a very close-knit economy, and it's not working out for anybody, which is in everyone's best interest because the oppositions are pretty much gonna fix everything. At least that's what's expected of them. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I do want to encourage you guys to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet already. It does really help grow the channel. Without further ado, let's just get into it. We have the polls here where it hasn't updated yet, but I think that it's because they're too scared. They're too scared to update the polls, man. Oh my God, it's gonna send everyone into just an insane political spiral. The Conservatives are still sitting at 209, and the Liberals are still sitting at 70. And just like yesterday, I do think that the Conservatives are gonna get bumped up quite a bit here, a massive leap forward to probably 215, 220. I don't know if it'll go above 220, but we can be optimistic. And the Liberals, I still think that they're going to fall below 60 into the 59, 58 range. And of course, still 99% likely winning the most seats and 99% likely of winning a majority government. So no changes there yet. I think, honest to God, I think that they're too afraid to update the polls, but we're going to have to check it daily and see what's expected. Now we're going to take a look at, we're just going to jump right into the deep end here at all the things that are kind of happening at once. So in the span of a few short days, we've seen Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau set up to be replaced. That's absolutely factual. Julian Assange set free. Zelensky asked for peace, and now the January 6th defendants have been released. I'm sorry, but nothing happens these days by accident. What is really going on? This is from Government Corrupt on Twitter.
And some more breaking news, this time about the January 6th rioters. The Supreme Court has just ruled. Let's get to Shannon Bream. What did they say?
So what they have said is that one of the statutes the Justice Department used to charge hundreds of different January 6 defendants is no good. And that includes President Donald Trump, because he has actually had two of these counts against him in the Jack Smith D.C. case against him, that federal criminal case that has been on hold here. So what essentially...
So I feel like there is just this massive shift right now where in Canada, the powers that be realize that Trudeau is costing people way too much money. He's too radical. He's just not the guy. He's not the guy. They tried to make him the guy. He's not the guy. He's not the poster boy. And of course, the exact same thing in parallel is happening in America with Joe Biden. They thought, yeah, this is our guy. This is the guy here. He'll do what we say. Except they didn't factor in that he can't even make a sentence without sounding like a senior citizen. So he's not the guy either. And everything is crumbling right in front of our eyes. I mean, we're going to take a look later on how mainstream media from that debate, we're going to take a look at a couple of those debate highlights, but how mainstream media is turning on Joe Biden. And we're seeing the exact same thing happen here in Canada, especially since that by-election. I mean, it's no wonder that everyone is, I mean, don't get your hopes up yet. Don't start celebrating yet. There's still a lot of, runway before, even in Canada, we have the next election, but also in America before the election happens. It's just interesting that things are happening simultaneously in Canada and America. And speaking of simultaneously, you have a dump truck here in Toronto that is pushing a Porsche on the 401. This road, this 401 highway, seems to be a route of chaos. It's like every day or every week there is some new truck that got derailed, or some truck that gets into an accident, or drivers driving on the wrong side of the lane. Like it's very weird what's going on the 401. So yeah, you get a driver's license, you learn how to drive, you follow the rules, but nope, that doesn't apply in Toronto. All right. Speaking of not applying, the University of Waterloo is suing the participants and the organizers of the pro-Palestinian encampment for $1.5 million. That is wild. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that the Freedom Convoy back in 2022. I don't know if they got sued, if the participants and organizers got sued. I know they got put through the ringer with the legal system, and it's still kind of iffy on what's going on there, even though things have been settled, right? Like Tamara has been set free and stuff like that. I don't know if there's still any restrictions, but I don't know if people got sued. So it's kind of crazy. Maybe that's for damages, but we're going to have to wait and see how other university campuses get on board with these lawsuits, because that was pretty wild. They just literally hijacked entire university campuses in Canada under the guise of pro-Palestine. Anyways, we have Justin Trudeau now. An older video has resurfaced. How can anyone believe a government that sucks so badly at lying? Justin Trudeau lies like little children lie to their parents. They think we are stupid. Let's take a look at this video.
Do you or anyone in your office pressure the former Attorney General to abandon the prosecution of SNC-Lavalin?
The allegations in the Globe story this morning are false. Neither the current nor the previous Attorney General was ever directed by me or by anyone in my office to take a decision in this matter.
With regards to the statement that was made in the Globe story, we're saying that, and you're saying now that the PMO did not direct in any way, but the question is whether there was any sort of influence. Are you saying categorically there was absolutely no influence or any pushing whatsoever in this?
The allegations reported in the story are false. At no time did I or my office direct the current or previous Attorney General to make any particular decision in this matter.
But not necessarily direct, Prime Minister. Was there any sort of influence whatsoever?
As I've said, at no time did we direct the Attorney General, current or previous, to take any decision whatsoever in this matter.
I'm surprised that you and I are having this conversation, but I'm just saying that I really feel uncomfortable and about the appropriateness of this conversation.
Okay, I understand that, but I think his view is not asking you to do anything appropriate or to interfere. He's asking you to use all of the tools that you lawfully have at your disposal.
I know I have a tool under the Prosecution Act that I can use. I do not believe it is appropriate to use it in this case.
It's almost like, now, just hear me out. It's almost as if Justin Trudeau is a garbage human being and everything that he's done is finally catching up to him. All the lies, all the manipulation, all of the abuse of power. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. But I think it's going to happen sooner than later because his own support system is crumbling. I mean, Jagmeet Singh is now once again threatening to cut off his coalition, and he's blaming Trudeau for poor support for the NDP. Yeah, you can't make this up, folks. Jagmeet Singh blames Trudeau Liberals for the poor NDP vote in the Toronto St. Paul by-election. What the hell is going on?
Why do you think your party had a lower score than in 2021 this time?
Well, I think what that by-election showed is how frustrated Canadians are with Liberals, really. This is a clear message that people are frustrated, like Claire was saying, at the doorsteps. We hear this again and again. Things are getting worse, not better. The Liberals have had 9 years to make improvements, and they haven't.
Why do you think?
I mean, Jagmeet, people are also frustrated with you, but he's just extremely delusional. And that's why I personally think that he's going to cut off that coalition. I mean, it's all over the media as well. You have right here the National Post saying Jagmeet Singh says Toronto by-election shows voters are done with Trudeau, doesn't address the NDP drop. And that's just going to be the narrative that carries. And I think that he's going to make an appearance on CTV with Vashti sometime soon, and she's going to absolutely destroy him. And it's probably going to be equally as bad, or if not more, than this video here of Rebel News trying to ask Jagmeet questions, and he runs away and hides behind his pension.
Not answer questions that are actually seeking accountability from the leader of the NDP party. Watch for yourself. Hi, I just have one question.
Okay, sorry. Which?
Sorry? We're with Rebel News.
Sorry, we don't talk to Rebel News.
Why don't you speak to Rebel News? You know, Rebel News viewership is on the rise right now. CBC viewership is downhill, so it kind of seems like Canadians seem to care a lot.
Did you see Jagmeet's face right there where his eye, just look at Jagmeet. His eyebrows go up as if he doesn't believe him.
We don't talk to Rebel News.
Why don't you speak to Rebel News? You know, Rebel News viewership is on the rise right now. CBC viewership is downhill, so it kind of seems like Canadians seem to care a lot more about Rebel News coverage and seeking accountability from politicians. Why won't you speak to us?
Sorry. Thank you very much, though. Thank you.
It doesn't seem like the Liberal government's doing a pretty good job right now. Cost of living's on the rise. You yourself admitted to foreign interference.
We're good, thank you.
So why do you continue to support them?
Take care.
Is your pension more important than the lives of Canadians? Your pension that you'll be receiving next year, $1.2 million?
$2.3 million.
Nope.
Mr. Singh, why do you continue to support Justin Trudeau when Canadians, you know Canadians aren't happy with Mr. Trudeau? Why do you continue to support him?
You're yourself, you're not happy with Trudeau.
Bye. Good to go?
Mr. Singh, what's more important, your pension or the lives of Canadians?
Is it with Jonathan?
Tell me, sir, what's more important, your pension or Canadians?
And this is exactly why people have lost confidence in Justin Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh and all politicians that prop themselves up on a pedestal. Buddy, we pay you. You don't have to answer every single question from every single person. That'd be absolutely exhausting. But when you are purposely ignoring people and just pretending that they don't exist, when they're asking extremely valid questions and you're trying to raise your eyebrows to discredit media. I mean, maybe I'm looking into the eyebrow raise, but in the past, Justin Trudeau has said that he doesn't view Rebel News as a credible media outlet because of X, Y, and Z. And I assume Jagmeet is under the same impression since they share DNA that was transferred from bodily fluids to the other person. I'm just going based off of assumptions here. I'm trying to connect all the dots, but I want to pass the question off to you. How do you feel about Jagmeet? I mean, do you think he's going to cut off the coalition? The way Jagmeet Singh is viewed here in Canada is that he's a cockroach. He's a bottom feeder. He chooses the path of least resistance because that's all he knows. He wants to hold on to his pension. He wants to hold on to a seat. He wants to hold on to a form of relevancy until he no longer needs it, and then he's going to toss it away and drive off into the sunset with his family. But I think that Canadians are rallying up in the masses, and I mean, it's unlikely that he'll ever be voted back in. And in fact, I'm going to take it a step further and say that I think he's going to try and do a deal with Pierre Poilievre. He might even try and do it publicly. That way, you know, it puts a little bit of social pressure on Pierre, and I think Pierre is going to reject it. And I think it's going to be very humiliating for Jagmeet, but that's just my assumption. I'd love to know what you guys have to say about that. Next up, we have, you remember on the East Coast at Who to Be the Guys, you had foreign workers that were in Charlottetown that were protesting to extend their visas here, their working visas. Well, it turns out that didn't work out, and now they are preparing to return to their home countries amid their permit expiring. So that did not work. And what also isn't working is Trudeau's support, man. You have ex-staffers for the Liberals. You have people that worked with Justin Trudeau. Catherine McKenna has literally said that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, I mean, that he has to step down and that the Liberals need a new leader, because just like all of the hatred towards and the narrative towards Joe Biden in America, that's the exact same thing that's happening here, except instead of him being 80 years old, he's, you know, significantly younger, but just equally as corrupt, right? And I mean, you're going to start to see the headlines spiral out of control, not only in America, but also here in Canada over the next few months. This summer will not be boring for politics. Former Trudeau Minister Catherine McKenna says Liberals need a new rider. McKenna is the first person who served in Trudeau's cabinet to call on him to quit. Catherine McKenna, who served as a prominent Liberal cabinet minister under Prime Minister Trudeau from 2015 to 2021, says it's time for the Liberal Party to seek a new leader. The Liberal Party isn't about one person. It's about the values it stands for, and it's about improving the lives of Canadians. Prime Minister has a legacy to be proud of, but it's time for new ideas, new energy, and new leader. There's too much at stake in this election, especially on the economy and climate change. All right. So I think most people in Canada want Trudeau to go down with the ship. That's kind of the best case, because if Trudeau runs in the next election, there is so much hatred, there's so much momentum, so much rhetoric around F. Trudeau, around how bad Justin Trudeau really is, that he's pretty much guaranteed to lose. 99% according to the opinion polls, and 99% likely of the Conservative not only winning, but winning a majority government, which is phenomenal on all fronts. But if he gets replaced, if Joe Biden gets replaced as well, it begs the question, will it be the same outcome, or will people have a change of hearts for the party under a new figurehead? Well, I don't know what's going on with that Canadian rhetoric, but in America, I think they are very much pushing to replace Joe Biden because their election is this year. We have a highlight reel now of yesterday's debate moments. Let's take a look at this together.
Child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare, I went to the World War II cemetery. World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way.
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf with you if you carry your own bag. The crimes that you are still charged with, and think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties for molesting a woman in public, for doing a whole range of things, of having sex with a porn star on the night while your wife was pregnant? I mean, what are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat.
We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III.
You want a World War III, let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO.
The whole country is exploding because of you, because they don't respect you, and they have to respect their president, and they don't respect you throughout the world.
To say the least, Joe Biden is finished, and it's interesting when you look at, maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not, but just the parallels between America and Canada right now. There is so much happening, and the future of our democracy is at stake, not only in Canada, but in America. And if we let the powers that be continue that narrative that they wanted, at the last elections, of these woke idiots, these woke warmongering idiots, to continue to be in power, I think that we're all doomed. And it's time for a blue wave in Canada and a red wave in America. And I just want to pass a question off to you guys. How do you feel about this? Did you watch the debate? What was your favorite part? Personally, mine was when Trump, after, I think there's that first clip in that video, I don't know why they cut it out, but Donald Trump said, I don't know what Joe Biden said. I don't even know if he knows what the hell he said. That was absolutely a bombshell, to say the least. Thanks for watching, folks. On your way out, I would like to encourage you guys to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet already, and we will see you in the next one. Bye for now.